Aber Leute, für heute erstmal der letzte Part. Glaube ich. Weil... Ich muss auch bald mal wieder schriftfreie Wiederbelebung kaufen, dass jeder mindestens immer 2 hat. Wieso hat der 9? Alter Schwede. Nein, der kann 3 behalten, dann nimmt jeder 2. So. Muss sowieso wieder einer opfern jetzt. 2 sogar. Würdest du bitte diese Person nehmen und... Hä? Ungültiges Ziel. Ja. Warum? Alter, ich hasse es, ne? Nimm doch bitte diese Person, tu die dahin. Danke. Elementarstab. Aber Wasser, weißt du? Wasserresistenz. Zweihändig, naja. Rite.
Ho, hero. 'Tis I, the Summer King. Wholly do I... Hey, quit shoving. Knock it off, will you? I'm trying to... Excuse me.
Out of the way. It's Lurian's turn. Well, I thought the day would never come. Thanks for giving old Carrot Face the great melt. We and the Earth Kingdom owe you a tremendous... What? Well, you'll have to wait your turn. Oh, for the love of all that's igneous, go ahead then, if it'll stop your owling.
I'll answer that. We are the sovereigns of the seasons, kind hero. And we thank you for saving us from our rather deranged brother, the one-time king of winter. I am Suan of the Sun Kingdom. These are my siblings, Semester of Spring and Lorien of Autumn. We overheard a crafty little imp named Gigix tell Boreas that the staff can only be destroyed where it was created. The elemental forge.
Ich aber.
He seemed... Better the crackle of embers than this idiotic blustering.
Können wir gleich sofort machen.
Cover your ears.
The elemental forge, hero.
What's that gleam?
Dancing devil sprats, comrade. A talking staff. Burn it before its sauce tendrils start leaching your eye jelly.
Yes, yes. Please smash that evil piece of craftsmanship before
Ja,
I
und du
end
bist
up
einfach still.
pregnant with sauce homunculi.
So. Und noch kein Level Up bekommen, ey. Obwohl ich einen Endboss besiegt habe. Und so kurz davor war, ein Level Up zu bekommen, habe ich kein Level Up bekommen. Ja. Oh, wo ist der Stab jetzt? Oh, bitteschön.
Brother, sister, we are free. And who is this? Can it be that a frail mortal human faced and bested our own scheming warriors? Ah, but this is no mortal, I see. Strange you take the guise of a source hunter. But I shall of course honor your chosen form. Indeed, I suppose I should have expected that one of your kind would snap our brother sooner or later. Boreas always did dance uncomfortably close to the dark arts. But I suppose the others of we elemental monarchs thought it better not to interfere in the affairs of his realm. No, like fools we waited for his pride, his hunger for we, and with us all the subjects of the realm of fairy, do owe you our lives, Source Hunter. If, no, not if, but when, we might be of assistance to you in this dimension, you must call upon me personally. I am King Sewer of the Summer Kingdom of Calvia, brother, alongside the other elemental monarchs, to the unfortunate and insane Boreas. In earlier days, we ruled the four realms of fairy in relative peace, each of us the master of our own kingdom. But something changed in Boreas. He grew when our brother called the elemental sea. When we arrived, however, it was not Boreas who greeted us, but a dark figure. A woman with a stare like blackest fire. I listened closely when I could to Boreas' doings. From what I could tell, it seems this woman had that she gave him us, contained. And in return, he gave her access to his great star stone, and scores of imps he'd invited to Hyperheim. After that, the two Source Hunter, it would be my sincerest honor. Take this rune, and use it to summon me when you're near the witch once more.
Nice.
We best be on our way then. The spring and autumn kingdoms won't rule themselves, you know. May our paths cross.
Level up. Sieben Punkte. 4 Punkte. Ja, geil. Also ich sollte auf jeden Fall höhere Punkte in Hydrosoph setzen. Rotor geht noch nicht, ne? Ja, Meister. Oh. Damit ihr auch mal ein paar Fähigkeiten kriegt. Oh, Meister, na gut. So. Erstmal zum Gefängnis. Jetzt können wir auch endlich die Hexe befreien, ey. Nach all der Zeit. Dass wir das noch erleben dürfen. So, irgendeine Rune haben wir bekommen, ne?
The Winter King has... I've tried my very best, and will try and sewer, you say? But that is wonderful. My faith in you as ever, though for Akara's sake we ought not to dilly-dally too long. The White Witch is quickly growing...
Okay. So, wo ist denn die Rune? Hab ich die hier im... Ne, hier hab ich die nicht.
There must be a way.
Ob ich das Ding denn?
Damnation! Not even a crack. It seems the Winter King has woven ice too rare and powerful for mere fire.
This is your White Witch, then. And you're sure you want to free her, are you? Even our mad Boreas wouldn't have wasted such precious ice on a petty criminal. Whatever she did to find herself here must have been rather severe indeed. But I am in your debt, and I would be remiss not to honor your request.
Gods, it's colder than a witch's teat. How very callous of Leandra to inter her only sister in a barren tundra for eternity.
Gern geschehen.
Ikara! You're all right? The ice, King Boreas, and your sister. What a frigid hell you've endured.
And yet not even a frigid hell like this could induce you to put on a shirt, could it, Ahu? My old friend, surely I have you to thank for my salvation.
That honor goes to a pair of talented source hunters, actually. If not for their efforts, I'd be quite uselessly prowling around your prison still.
Then perhaps I ought to address my savior directly. Source Hunter, is that the masquerade? Well, what a motley crew we are. Isn't there somewhere a bit warmer we might discuss matters? Ah, yes, of course, of course. Do pardon me. I didn't mean to imply you were very clearly eternal beings in the guise of minor mortals. Not at all. Please, let's do carry on. Oh, yes, I suppose I am. But I do prefer my given name. Ikara, that is. Charmed. But I hope I haven't disappointed my own hero. Am I just as white and witchy as you'd hoped? First things first, Source Hunter. For my freedom, I owe you every imaginable thanks. My soul had withered in this prison, and I might not have survived much longer without your help. Now, about the culprits. My corrupted sister and the mad Winter King.
Wer hätte das gedacht?
When I realized exactly where, and to whom Leandra was consigning me, I was certain I'd never enjoy the sun's warmth again. But neither she nor I anticipated the Source Hunter. That was her mistake, and my blessing. I never would have imagined Leandra capable of dealing with the likes of Boreas, but she has changed into someone I hardly recognize anymore. I take no pleasure in the memory of that night. The thought of hurting anyone or anything is abhorrent to me. But in this case, I judged it necessary. If you've come this far, I trust you've learned that the Counselor was far from a humble civil servant. This doesn't excuse my behavior, but perhaps it can help to explain it. It's a sordid story, to be perfectly frank. 2 sisters, a philanderous, treacherous wizard, death and mayhem. Are you sure you're interested in such things? The sparkle in your eye belies your better nature, Source Hunter. Now I know that it is your duty to get to the heart of this. And, in truth, the events of that night were but one part of a larger and much darker matter. A matter in which I'll dare to beg your assistance before we're through with one another. Now that terrible night. One night, as I slept, I had a sudden revelation. No dream, but a vision. My sister Leandra and my lover Zandalor. I didn't understand, but I recognized their location. Syceel's King Crab Inn. I arrived and looked through their window, but inside, everything was wrong. Leandra had fled, and Counselor Jake stood over the wizard, a knife in his hand and hate in his eyes. As I watched, he drove the dagger deep into Zandalor's heart, and I was too late to stop him. In that moment, I broke. I saw before me not a man, not even a beast, but evil incarnate. And I used Source to slay him. On the floor lay Zandalor. In my hands, I held Jake's life force. I had sworn never to use Source, but I couldn't walk away. And so I did the unthinkable. I used the Counselor's life to save Zandalor's. He was alive, but only just. Betrayal. Murder. Source. We were all of us guilty now. If you were any other Source Hunter, I suppose you'd strike me down where I stand after that terrible admission. Fortunately for us both, you are no other Source Hunter. My own little sister, if you can imagine it. She was always the more ambitious, the more exacting of us, and she had no fear of the darkness that so often accompanies Source. Her collusion with King Boreas in imprisoning me here confirms my worst fears. She is planning something far greater than I could have anticipated. For this reason, and with a heavy heart, I must ask you, Source Hunter, to find out how far exactly Leandra has become entwined in the dark arts. I hate to extend my own invitation, Source Hunter, but I believe I ought to accompany you to Zigzax's hideout. Presumptuous, yes, but I'd recognize the imp's essence just about anywhere. Both he and you must learn more about the darkness that has extended itself into our dearest Rivellon. And I believe I know where we must begin. Ah, but unless that's a bear flailing through the threads of time, I do believe Master Zigzax is on his way. Make way, Source Hunter, landing in 3, 2...
Hunters, you've done it! Ikara is free! Ah, what good it does my impish heart to see her safe and bright as ever! We have much to discuss. Come one and all to the end of time. A spot of something warm with a soft glow on the tapestry ought to do it. Now, if we're done playing hide and seek, let's not waste a jot more time. Oh, I just can't wait to pick your every synapse.
After you, Master Zigzax.
We've solved the murder and caught the culprit, yet this case feels anything but closed.
Down from a stake. There's more to this crime than simple fact. Killing a killer is...
We'll have to learn more before we...
Ja.
Please, for once, let not your source-addled presumptions cloud your judgment.
Wo ist denn jetzt nochmal der Eingang? Burgeingang.